Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Holy Week Daily Reflections. I'm Pastor Kyle, and I'll be taking you through day number 4 today. And so the purpose here, again, as I've said every day, is just to give you a few minutes to slow down and think about what Easter really means for you. Each day, we'll pick up some ideas from the sermons that I've been preaching during Easter season to help draw your heart, to help draw my heart closer to Jesus. Also, as I've mentioned every day this week, don't forget to be praying about somebody that you can invite to an Easter service. The gospel is a beautifully powerful message that holds hope for every single person. So why not invite yours? So let's jump into day 4. Do this in remembrance. So that comes from Luke chapter 22, verse 19. So that's where we're going to be today. And Jesus took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, "This is my body, which is given for you." And then what does Jesus say? "Do this in remembrance of me." So here's our thought for today. On Maundy Thursday, Jesus offered his followers something they could touch and taste. A meal to remember a mission. The bread and cup tell the story of grace through sacrifice. The table, right? The table still calls us to remember today. And it calls us to respond. And the Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 26, that every time communion is done, we proclaim the death of Jesus. And not just his death, but we remember his victory over death for us, right? We don't just want to leave Jesus up on the cross. We want to take time through communion, yes, to proclaim his death. Well, why? Because it's about the resurrection. It's about payment for sin. It's about eternity. It's about heaven and hell, right? That's why we remember, because Jesus actually did that for us. Now, because of all that, here's something to reflect on for today. What part of Jesus' sacrifice have you grown forgetful of? And how can you remember better? Right? So what do I mean by that? Well, so Jesus in Philippians 2, we see Jesus gave up everything for us. He didn't think of his equality with God as something just to cling on to, right? He thought of it as something to give up, to come here. Hebrews 4 says we don't have a high priest who can't sympathize with us. We have a high priest in Jesus, right? Our connection to God, that's what the priest language is about. Our connection to God is through someone, through the God-man Jesus that understands us, that gets us. So his sacrifice and what was dumped on him, the sins of all humanity, right? The separation, that mysterious break almost in the Trinity, right? That why have you forsaken me? That the mystery. There's a real mystery there, right? And it's like it's not a break in the Trinity, but at the same time, there's something happening. There's something incredibly painful that Jesus did for us. So how can you take time today just to remember that he actually did that for you, that God did that for you? So to help us today, here's a simple prayer. Jesus, help me not to forget. Teach me to remember you in every meal, every moment, and every breath. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 5, the last day, Good Friday, of our Holy Week devotions. Thanks for joining us.